Want to shout out, you guys know that number one trade group, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Let's dig into the details. If you're not trading with VIP, with Bitcoin Spike, you're not trading. I want to congratulate all the VIP on a successful welcoming and ushering in of 2023. We are here. We are ready to trade. We have been trading. I want to shout out to all the VIP. Way to trade, guys. We just had some updates in terms of the charts in the back. Let's look through the details. And yes, we have been setting up new headquarters. You know that. And I'll let you guys get on into the room. I will look down and hopefully we'll be able to chat. This is a really just a pre-run, okay? We're doing a kind of a dry run here in terms of the streaming, in terms of everything we have, we're doing a trial. We want to talk about the returns first of all. Look at this return. Look at this, guys. Look at this. Luke, my man. Luke with a 400% return on Tesla. My man, what is up? Hey, Venus is in the house. Venus, how are you? Venus is in the house. I can't even say in the house. Venus is in the VIP. What is going on, Venus? So nice to see you. Check out that specific trade by Luke, and I know that Venus has some trades to post if she chooses, whenever she chooses. I want to shout out to all you guys. I know not everybody likes to post their trades, but it's a big part of what we do. You know that. Now, in 2023, we're going to be doing some streaming, some one-on-one style is going to be available, one-on-one, in terms of really setting up trades. We're going to have some group streams. Hopefully at some point that's going to be incorporated into the website, which is almost done. I know you guys have been listening to that. If you've ever put together a website, you know how much work it is. Unbelievable amount of work. Unbelievable amount of work. So we are excited about your trades. Luke in the house. Now, great example in time for me to bring up one thing. Your pictures. You see on the top right, your pictures. I'm in 4K, guys. This is a real top-notch stream. All the equipment we have is bar none, just so you can see the level of quality. If you're not watching on a nice device or a big screen TV, you're not seeing the quality. I bring that up because Luke loved the picture, the family, everything else. Now that may come in pretty clearly. That's a nice photo. That's a clear, crisp, good photography photo. I want to make sure on the top right, looking for quality, high resolution photos, if you can swing it. If not, we may try and find a way to enhance your photos. This is just for VIP guys, okay? We're doing an update stream. If you're tuning in looking for technicals, we're talking to the group tonight. They're right here, okay? That's VIP 2023. We'll go over more returns. Victor, nice. Hey, Victor can hit it, right? 71%, 29%. Most important thing about this group, trading, consistency, discipline, building your trade profile, hugely important. Looking at JMac, nicely done, JMac, 230%, boom. You caught that flash, that nice trade, huh? When Bitcoin's in a bullish pattern, we talked about that last night. When she's in a bullish pattern and she decides to behave, it's a beautiful thing. You guys know this, right? And when you can catch it on the upside like JMac and then on the downside, it's even better. All right, 56% on the downside. Let's see what we got. And there's a little text message. So in terms of the group dynamics, we just have a lot going on. You guys know that, and we are really building. I want to tell. We'll feature the current headquarters. You guys would not believe. Okay, VIP, you would not believe. And I hope everybody can file in here at some point. But we got the guys in the back right now. I know that. Shout out to Chris. I know you're here too. Just the guys in the back. Don't know who's been active in the back right now. I've been setting all this up. But the equipment we have, so that you guys understand the process, and some of you are setting up like the monitors that we have in the back, some of you are setting some of those systems up. The one good thing about this, if I ever need to communicate with you about how to set up multiple monitors for your trade station, easy stuff, guys, easy stuff. In terms of the technicals, we could practically start teaching people how to set up YouTube stations or control communication centers. You guys have no idea. And I'm serious, you have no idea. Just getting off into the details, but just the ability to phase control in terms of, if you see the top right, just so you guys know what we've been working on. And I'll feature some of these in video so that you can understand what we have. But the ability to fade shot between 3, 4, 5 cameras that are all 4K. It's an unbelievable amount of hardware and software, electrical and Ethernet juice that has to get thrown into it. Big time. Big time. So I want the experience to be the best for you guys, and we can talk about what we are, look at that. We can talk about what I'm just looking at the technicals real quickly. On Bitcoin, you all know this. I appreciate you letting me update you on the details. On Bitcoin, what's the most interesting pattern right now? Let's go to the monthly. I believe on the monthly pattern, no, let's go to the weekly. I need to turn around for this. We've got the majority of our charts up in the back. I will work out a way so that we can see both sides. And this is what complicates our streaming for you guys, because I want it to be something that's functional, something that we can interact with, something that we can stream the open, trade the open. Yeah, in terms of Wall Street. We're on the West Coast right now, so that you know that. And so that to the extent that it's early for us, it's okay. It finishes early too if we're trading equities at all. And you guys know, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. The key kicker here, as we would look at the most interesting pattern right now, is on that weekly chart. You guys see that weekly chart? It's a nice chart, right? Now, typically, and I brought this to a VIP, we've been focused on this pattern for a while. Let's just talk about one of the issues in play as we look at a continuation. We'll dig into the technicals for a bit here. When we look into a descending wedge, bullish pattern, we know that, right? A bullish pattern. The trick of this is the following. On a continuation, technically a continuation pattern, it's not known as a reversal pattern. It's just not. It can be a sign, and those of you who have dug into the details with New York Institute of Finance, where Wall Street goes to school, you understand that a descending wedge can operate as a signal that the sellers have run out of momentum, right? They've run out of steam. So it could be a feature of a bottom, but it's not known as a reversal pattern. So typically it's known as a continuation pattern, which brings up the issue that the traders that we are right now are looking at. With this small feature here, the small move back to the upside, right? We have a colossal move, a nice move, huh? Nice move overall to the downside. We like this, right? Boom, bring it, huh? Heavy cash reserves. What group said that to everybody that would listen? Guys, that would be us, right? Beautifully well done. So in terms of that, this pour down did not catch us by surprise on Bitcoin. Caught a lot of people by surprise. The weekly, the point at issue, and you can see how micro this is. What a micro, I mean, in the context of the entirety of it, it's a real, just look at that. Put that in context, and I'll just recommend that you watch this stream on a big screen TV. Without a doubt, watch it on a big screen TV, and you'll see why. It'll make a difference, especially on 4K. So when we look at this move back, given the overall context, first of all, it's a very micro move. We have focused on the descending wedge in the back on the weekly. We've gotten a bit of a breakout. It's just at the point where this preceding high, which is a hurdle. This preceding high as well at about the 17K, just over 17K is another hurdle. And we would just like, optimally, when you're looking at a descending wedge, you want it to be a part of a march to the upside, bottom line. So this is just an abbreviated, I would say an abbreviated move here, back, curl up function, and we're kind of stacked into what is a bullish continuation pattern. So we really want to see your descending wedge when you ideally look at them, and you want it just to rifle to the upside like a bell formation, right? Those bell pattern formations, we traded one today. Shout out to the VIP. But this is an example that we just want more momentum to the upside, boom, to naturally have that expectation of just a strong, huge power move up. Just generally, you guys know that. New York Institute of Finance. So let's dig into trying to think of what other kind of housekeeping matters we have right now. We may have some. Shout out in the chats if you need any, if you have any questions like that. Chris, your charts in the back are awesome. Really enjoy those charts in the back. I know the whole group does. It's nice to have you guys doing that in the back in terms of your analysis and the framework. It's just nice to be around people who are technically oriented. You guys know that. Part of what makes our group our group. Let's check out very quickly the she has been playing games, hasn't she? Bitcoin has been playing games. Let me lighten up on the quantitative kernel delimiter real quickly. the specific reversal, like essentially a reverse cup and handle feature, you know that we have had multiple ones of these, right? It's been a technical journey the last couple of weeks. This is where your 100 rounds and paying attention to the lower time frames is a big deal. You guys know that. It's a big deal on those lower time frames as you get more exposure, excuse me for 1 second, as you get more exposure to more patterns, increasing number of patterns. That's what we want to focus on, is your ability in 100 rounds. It's not just can you book trades consistently. As you're processing through more and more trades, what's happening? You are getting to understand a bit of the language in terms of the development or the rollout, that structure and that flow, the transition of the market and the specific patterns in play. Hey, capiche? We know this, right? So when you start to see a repeat pattern, okay, when you start to see the market is offering you another look at the same pattern, and they have the nuance, they have the, and what you're looking for is the tendency, right? That transitional tendency to not bootstrap, but as the patterns evolve, and not to be overly complicated, but you all look at enough, this group looks at enough patterns, it's worth discussing. When you're looking at transitional pattern frameworks and you're into the nuance of, let's say, a tendency of patterns to structure themselves similarly, or to transition, I'd say transition with the same, let's say within the guidelines of an expectation. You may say that a specific pattern has repeated and has had a certain effect every time, right? Has had a certain outcome every time. And then you may find a highly consistent pattern, such as, if we were to look at that, a highly consistent pattern that is producing an outcome, and you want to know, can you bootstrap that into, let's say, the function of another pattern? Is it going to relay domino into, let's say, an expectation with the traders, a rational expectation that, well, let's say this specific pattern has shown up on Bitcoin 3 or 4 times. It's been extremely consistent, and we know within the last 2 or 3 weeks. Process this, please. Understand what I'm saying right now, okay? You may say, Bitcoin's shown us this pattern. A specific pattern is kind of like a reversal. What it looks like, without getting into the details, probably a bump and run, potential bump and run lead in on the left-hand side here. Okay, something along those lines. Don't overanalyze it here. Potential failed ascending triangulation. But this, what you would start to look at is, let's say this were somewhat of a handle feature in a cup, right? Okay, we have essentially a backwards, reverse handle in a cup, right? And let's say Bitcoin would not need the rest of this handle, let's say complicated inverse head and shoulders. We've seen a lot of those. Now, what the journey of the trader is the following, and this is what I want you to pay attention to. As different patterns are presented to you, and as you analyze the different patterns, and as these come into focus on the micro, and I'll just say on micro, let's say the 5 minute particularly, when you start to get more, the lower patterns have more volatility, so you get more patterns. But the assessment, the critical assessment for you to make as a trader is the following. And to make sure, like psychologically, this is the crux. When a new pattern structure is continually presented to you, when it develops consistency, all right, and as you're presented the opportunity to consistently trade the pattern, and you may have 1 outcome, 2 outcomes, or 3 outcomes, right, that you adapt to and learn to trade in terms of, it may go, bullish to even is 50%, right? So it's bullish and it's completing up to, let's say, 50% of target every time, and then they're collapsing on down through with a secondary pattern transition, something along those lines. You may, and as you trade, and I know you all go through this process, but as you are presented with the same opportunity to trade the similar pattern with a similar outcome, when Bitcoin decides to transition, you are presented with the challenge, and this is a great challenge for the traders and a great thing for us to discuss in 2023 early on. You're presented with the challenge of cutting loose the other pattern, right? Cutting loose the consistency and how rapidly do you apply the framework? And this is a great discussion tonight. Glad that you are here, period. Glad that you are here. You are challenged with having the discipline of building up the consistency again. And there's a good challenge to this, because as, let's say, something just consistently presented itself. Now, we're not talking about bells necessarily, expansions to the downside. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a complicated pattern, let's say not directly out of the book, or a combination, a dovetail of patterns, right? And the consistency with which you begin to understand your role as a trader in terms of booking trades, what are the limitations of the patterns presented, right? And as you start to notice a transition, like the mood of the market, the mood of the technicals transitions a bit, your challenge, your role, our roles as traders are to understand the transition is going on, okay, into a different, let's say the transition is occurring into a different framework, a different set of patterns for us to take in as traders and assess as traders, and to allow the time, and this is where it gets tricky, to allow the time for the new patterns to come into play and for you to assess where the consistency is in terms of the new patterns, right? Now, I brought up that example, and this is the challenge, okay? This is the biggest challenge of what I'm discussing. As you're presented with new patterns, let's say it grabs a page out of the back of the book. We haven't seen this pattern in months. We haven't seen it all year, right? Let's say a new pattern. Whereas you've just been presented with, let's say you were presented with, let's say symmetrical triangles. It doesn't matter, ascending triangles that kept failing, or symmetrical triangles that kept busting, up and down 2 or 3 times. Then it decided to launch right after the apex, right? As the patterns present the consistency that you can begin to rely on when you notice a shift in the market and new patterns are here. And psychologically, this is what will occur. You're eager to take advantage of the pattern and the consistency. So as you begin to evaluate a new set of patterns that the market is throwing at you, right? Your challenge as a trader, our challenge as traders, is to give it enough time in the context of the patterns to begin to formulate some consistency, right? And as you look at that, the drive of you as a trader is to want to take advantage of consistency quicker, okay? You want to take advantage of the consistency more quickly, right? Because that means profits, right? And you've just potentially been curtailed. You've been removed from the pattern sets that you previously had, okay? So your understanding is that you have a limited time, okay? This is a great talk. The understanding is that you have a potential limited time within which to capitalize on specific patterns that are in play in the market. As the market rolls out just a consistent flow of, let's say repeat patterns with repeat behavior, right? We love that. Repeat pattern, repeat behavior, book it. Right? What's the name? Well, repeat pattern, repeat behavior, book it. That's what we want. So when you notice a transition in the market, you are very capable. Your account's going to show it, right? Your trade results are going to show it that yes, you have the ability to capitalize on a set of patterns that have come into play. Could be patterns, could be oscillators, it could be a host of things, right? That you've been able to capitalize on. And as the market transitions, it creates an urgency when you're presented with a new set of patterns, because you immediately want to capitalize on it and you immediately want to define the consistency, and you understand it takes a bit of time, right? So having the ability and the mindset to understand that yes, within what the market is presenting me with the consistent technical framework that I've been able to capitalize on, as the technical framework transitions and changes, you need to assess, to go through the proper assessment in terms of the new transitional framework that the technical framework that you've been offered. If it's a new set of patterns, take the time, understand what is that new level of consistency that you're going to be able to capitalize on, okay? And it's not easy because psychologically, as you would look at, well, how does the market work with traders? How does it affect traders? Well, it'll give you, this is it will give you 10, 20, maybe 100 consistent patterns. You learn to capitalize on those. Great, right? I mean, you're happy, right? Then it'll transition. And as it's transitioning, you're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a limited time with this set of patterns. The market's showing me something. I'm gonna have a limited time with this new set of framework and patterns that are being thrown in. It won't just throw the patterns in, by the way, with Bitcoin or with, roll over to the NASDAQ, roll over to Tesla, roll over, guys. Roll over and take a look cross market, what it's doing in terms of common shared principles, technical features throughout the market. So this is dynamic. It doesn't just happen in Bitcoin. Choose any coin. I'll say choose any coin. Choose almost any market. Okay? And the more you think this way, the more that you approach your technicals this way, you'll start to see the overlap throughout the markets, throughout anything that you could trade. And this is it's a good reminder of your consistent challenge as a trader, not something that's frequently talked about. In terms of when you're presented with new information, presented with new patterns, take the time to find that consistency. Let it come to you, all right? Take the mental notes. Don't expect necessarily, and this is where the probabilities come into play, without a doubt, the bell formations, right? Those expanding volatility moves. We could find one we caught today, right? We can almost find one that we caught every day. Now, let's just find on the 5 minute. This one, we caught this today in the back. We caught this move last night was good. Letting you guys know we're in a bullish pattern. Nice to see this perform to the upside. These have a good percentage. You guys know that. Over 60%, bam, to the upside. You know that. And as you look at the nuance, as the discussion I'm having in terms of the technical transitions, so we caught that move up. At least understanding the pattern framework, identifying these patterns is critical to your success. You know that. Looking at the bell pattern formation, finding this earlier today, critical to your trade success. And as we digest even the performance of these specific patterns, there's maybe another discussion we can have. J-Mac in the house, my man. What's up, J-Mac? In the house, what's up? My man, nice trades. My man, what's up, J-Mac? J-Mac rocking it today, you guys know that. J-Mac rocking it, 250%. You saw J-Mac, you saw Luke. You saw Luke's? Yeah, 400+% on Tesla. And everybody saw, got real strong trader. Hello, Venus. Everybody saw Venus with a 10x return. 1,000% return on Solana. Way to trade, Venus. Everybody knows, huh? We show up to trade. Everybody shows up to trade. I'm so excited about that. Nice to see you, J-Mac. So when we talk about the challenge to you as a trader, I want you guys to start realizing the opportunities and the challenges that you have before you, right? And as we structure 2023, we're going to be scoped in, zoned in on a lot of these kind of next level principles that I really know are going to help you all. Okay, I know it's going to help the group to focus on some dynamics, transitional technical assessment, right? In terms of where will you be capitalizing on the next set of market dynamics? And the market dynamics could be the following, like, well, Bitcoin has a tendency to complete these flat top resistance, essentially the right angle descending. We call it a bunch of different, but it's got a few different names. But within the percentage probabilities, right, we may find 3 or 4 of these in a row. You may find 10 of these in a row if you're looking and you trade a lot. You know this. You guys know this. This is the challenge I'm talking about in 2023. Psychologically, what is the market offering you? Where are you going to capitalize? Right? How much of a rush are you in to capitalize on something? Big deal. And the worst thing that I want all of you to try and prevent this in 2023, as we look at 100 rounds, and I mean this, guys, I mean this in terms of your trade profile, okay? How do you stack up against the next trader, okay? And at some point, how you stack up against the next trader, that trader's going to be gone. You guys know this. You guys know. If you refuse to operate with heavy cash reserves, those traders are gone. They're going to be gone, guys. Okay. If you're overextended, if you violate the technical rules, you guys know, and that's why 100 rounds. It's always 1/100th of a comfortably expendable amount of cash. The guys that don't like that, the girls that don't like that, they're not here. They're not. If there's not a trade budget per se, right? Some of the guys have a trade budget. No problem, right? They throw it in pretty hard. But what we're assessing now is your ability to capitalize on the market. And as you receive what the market is giving you, as you learn to capitalize on it, as you the word arbitrage comes to, a technical arbitrage a little bit, right? Getting into that flow, the transitional sequence of, how is this behaving? Let's see, how is Bitcoin consistently presenting you with the opportunity to capitalize on repeat behavior? And as you assess that issue, you may say, this is way far out. This is too much. No. It's the market participants that are presenting you with the ability to, and I say arbitrage, your technical arbitrage, the market participants are presenting you with the opportunity to consistently beat them, okay? Yes, the market participants in the form of the Express Technicals are giving you consistent opportunities to beat them. Now, the market transitions. You know this. As the technicals transition, what I want you to focus on this year is, and I'll go through I'm going to say the primary pitfall, what I want you all to avoid this year. And I'll go ahead and say it. I don't want any of you, guys, when you make a big trade and you make a lot of money, all right? My goal for you this year is that you will not increase the amount that you're trading. Please listen to me. When you make money, when you book a trade and listen, hear me out, okay? Hear me out, listen why. When you book a trade and you make more money and you're building your account, right? Building your trade practice, okay? Your skills. When you book a trade and you make more money and you turn around and you decide, now I'm going to increase the amount that I'm trading. It is my goal for each and every one of you to not be in the group that does that. You just made more money and you just want to risk more money in the market. No, guys, no. My goal for you is the following, that you decide to increase your trade amount only when you have become increasingly consistent. That's it, okay? The equation, and I see it all the time. You guys do too. You know what I'm talking about. You see it in terms of the trader who goes after the big fish after the big catch. Now, that's a different pond. I'm going to tell you, you're swimming in different waters when you decide to expand the trade amount. And guys, you see it with traders with tens of thousands of dollars, 50,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million. Yeah, big time, guys, big time, all right? And the losses will be greater if you're not consistent. And as you're building it's one of the most important things, because I see traders all the time, guys, we know this, right? It's the biggest gains that are followed by the most tragic and upsetting losses. I'm telling you, it's one thing to clear 75 G's on a big trade. Hey, all right? 750 G's. Hey, all right? And we've had both in VIP over that on a day, no problem, right? It's one thing to get that and to win it and to kill it. What that does to you, that convinces you that the market is yours. That's one trade. It's just one trade. So if you're going to leverage and risk more with your trade amount, just because you had a big trade, statistically, if you don't have the consistency, you're going to lose more, okay? You're going to be used to trading at a certain amount. You're going to raise your trade amount, and you're going to lose more if you don't have the consistency. And for those of you who have been in VIP for a while, you know this, but I want to reinforce that this year as you're looking at how to grow your account, how to increase your profits in the market. And when you have those profits, you hold on to them, right? You hold on to them. And what is it back to? Just the trades that pay. You guys know that. Because those opportunities, you guys know this too, the framework of that, those opportunities are not all the time, right? The big trade, you're not going to just stumble onto, well, we made $1 million yesterday on this one, made 100 grand on this one, you're going to get your big trade. The market, as we talk about consistency, is not always handing out those consistent, huge You know, just literally just, what do we call it? Just touchdown style trades. There's not a touchdown every single day. There's not, guys. You know that. So as we build this year with VIP, with our trade group, I want you to have that discipline. Yes, we talked about transitional frameworks in terms of having the discipline. Definitely, when you're presented with new patterns, go by the statistical probabilities, right? Go by Bulkowski, right? Bulkowski Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. We know exactly what the percentage is of breaking this line of resistance. We're working with Bollinger Bands now, right? The reason we're working with Bollinger Bands is the following, okay? And we'll go back to some different charts, but the reason we're working with Bollinger Bands, I want to present with you an opportunity to capitalize on the probability of a pattern, okay? Probability of a pattern, let's say 60+% move to the upside, flat top descending, okay? This is tricky turf right here, tricky territory in terms of line of resistance across the top. Yeah, can get tricky, especially when you're trading heavily. Oh yes. Oh, when you're trading heavy amounts of cash, hello, listen up. When you're trading heavy amounts of cash, you want to talk about a real tricky zone? Yes. Now, if you're peppering in, no problem. If you're doing 100 rounds, no problem. You're building consistency though with those smaller trades. But this zone gets a little treacherous, can get treacherous. And you guys know you have to have that springboard ability, right? And springboard ability to be pushed down and cycle back up and through. So the Bollinger Bands are giving us an opportunity to assess a bullish pattern before the breakout. And I've gone through this with everybody. No one has been able to challenge this on every single pattern trade. Every pattern trade. Bull flag, ascending triangle, descending triangle. Falling wedge, rising wedge. Guys, throw the book of patterns at it. From a diamond formation to a head and shoulders, inverted or regular. Every pattern you can look at, someone, if you're trading the breakout, someone has a better position than you. Every single pattern you can put on the map, a function of a breakout is that there is activity below, activity above, right? Activity above or activity below. Someone in the market, a group of people in the market, maybe the majority of people in the market are going to have a better position than you if you're trading a breakout. And I prefer that you always have the better position. I prefer we as a group that we're consistently in that tier. We'll let everybody else chop around at the breakout. Let them chop around, especially if they're with big bucks or what they're doing. Let them trade the breakout. Let's catch it on the Bollinger. Let's dig into this. Let's dig into, let me pull up the Christmas Bollinger. A lot of work, guys, so that you know, definitely have been, where's the load function? Let me get the load. We've been working on the new Bollinger, okay? That's a big, that's a big add-on, guys, this year. We released it and we made a mistake in the name of it. So we'll be re-releasing that just so that you guys know that. We're working on some details on that. And let's see. Let's see what we've got here. I may have, there we go. So looking at the Bollinger, what it's going to give you is an opportunity to trade in advance of a breakout. And that's just hugely, hugely important. And I want you guys to have that advantage, right? And we've discussed that plenty. Now, as we talk about Bollinger as well, in the context of the patterns, right? In the context of a pattern, let's say, for instance, when we were looking at this specific move here on the hourly, okay? Now, we had a bull flag. We can say a bell pattern formation or a bull flag, okay? It was a bit of a choppy bull flag. It failed to the downside. I think we expressed this as we did, didn't we, guys? As an expanding wedge. Let's see, let me go ahead and let's just reframe this again. Let's revisit this issue as we would talk about that expansion. And this is how we rocked it to the upside. We rocked the bells to the upside. Yeah, it's a bell pattern formation, expansion, right? Increased volatility. We want to be a part of it. You could call it a flag as well if you choose to. But looking at that strong move to the upside, this was a perfect example of the proper application of the Bollingers. If you can recognize a bullish pattern, you have a strong move to the upside, right? A strong move to the upside, recognize the bullish pattern. And where is the confirmation here? Up and over the 20 on a bullish pattern with a 60, 70 plus percent. You know the patterns, guys. 70 plus percent, 72% on an expansion here, that this level of resistance will be broken. So that's an ideal place to cut in and say, yep, that's going to be my long on this pattern pre-breakout. Hey, yes, now we're talking, right? Now we're talking. Not a breakout, throw the cash in. You know, you think about people who are trading breakouts and they don't know about a throwback. They don't know about a strong retest of resistance or a push below the level of preceding resistance. You know this. We see a lot of these retests. Throw back to prior resistance to confirm a support or push back down below to clear out the longs. You guys know that. In terms of that optimal pickup, what does it require then if we're dealing with Bollinger? Requires that we do some great pattern identification. You got it. And it requires that we have a little bit of patience with the Bollinger strategy if indeed we are looking at, and we'll just look at this real quickly, but if we're assessing some crossovers on the 20 moving average, that's the green and red line you see. The 20 moving average is going to be what? It's going to be the central focal point of the Bollinger Band, right? So technically, per New York Institute of Finance and Tactical Traders, with Bollinger Band, over the 20 moving average is bullish. We would expect to hit the top line. Under the 20 moving average is bearish. We would focus on the bottom line. Now, pay attention. The issue is you can get trappy, real trappy with your over or under the Bollinger Bands. The hourly's been playing nicely. If you're looking at the top line as a target or bottom line as a target, it can get trappy, for instance, in this zone. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this zone. Up and over, bullish, right? We're headed to the top. No. Well, down and below, well, we're bearish. We're headed to the bottom. No. Up to the top, well, we're bullish. You see, the strategy can fall apart. We're not smacking into the top band. We are not smacking into the bottom band. We've crossed over the 20 moving average. So I'm going to have some tools to assist with this, okay? We're going to be developing a bit of an oscillator. It's not easy dealing with TradingView. I will tell you guys that. It's not easy. But as we look at the difference, what's the difference between the first example we brought up and that second example? First example, we got a bull flag. We got an expectation of not just potentially reaching that top band. And this was tricky. I want to show you guys. This was tricky because in this zone, and this is an important point, those who were really looking for value on the pattern, it's a three-step process, right? Identify a pattern, first of all. Crossover, let's turn it into two. But there's a third step, okay? When you cross over, and there's a risk, when you cross over the 20 moving average, you guys know those orders like to get just placed right there on the 20. You guys see that a lot. Longs and shorts love to load up on the 20. You got to be paying attention to the market. You know that. You got to be paying attention to the market. But that's one more element here in terms of really maximizing your gain, trying to achieve the alpha in the market. Alpha is the percentage by which you beat the market. Looking at this specific, advanced trading tactic here. Good stuff, huh? You guys, good stuff. Way to go, VIP. Yo, way to go. Looking at the framework here. So, yes, you could load up on the 20. You have that option. You could get left behind. That's the risk. So they got a little bit more value after the crossover here on the bull flag using the Bollinger Band, the 20 moving average. They also risked it, right? They had to be willing to pick it up here. Things get a little potentially dicey. So pay attention to that 20. Reconfirmation hit. Essentially, the orders are stacked on that 20. It's just a very nice move of the market. But as we would distinguish the two here, we just don't have any pattern framework. While the pattern is developing, let's say on that second example that we brought up, while the pattern is developing, I want you guys to think about laying off the trigger in terms of the real strong moves to the top band or the lower band on your shorts. Okay? If you choose to do it with a real tight stop loss and you just want to play the market and you're doing your 100 rounds, that's fine. But you'll be more consistent if you can wrap your Bollinger Band strategy with a nice pattern dynamic as well. Okay? Please do that. So we'll be continuing to work on that in the coming months, coming weeks, etc. Exciting to have you guys in the group, without a doubt. I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a long day, and I just wanted to come and stream and say, hey guys, we are here. We are here. So we're excited to have you. If you will please make sure and get me 4K, right? We're streaming in 4K. I just show you guys what that means. Like a real clear picture. Like, hello, nice clear picture. So in terms of that, just make sure that your pictures on the top right are 4K. And we'll be spending more time streaming. We will. I know that YouTube right now is looking at us, and we've been complaining about setup and process and technical glitches and everything. So it's going to take a while, and we'll take a little bit of time. There's no problem. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. You guys see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Without a doubt, there's a big 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have a real clear. I'd say real clear. Let's go ahead and draw this out just so we can cover the remaining technicals. Guys, I'm so excited to be in a trade group. Without a doubt, huh? Without a doubt. We had this real clear. Really on the 4 hourly, we have the ascending triangulation. Take a look at the ascending triangulation on the 4 hourly. Just a bit of a slight, as we would look at that, a little bit of a compromise in the pattern in the 4 hourly. We don't quite have that for, let's say that established level of support that's ascending. We prefer it to be about like this, right? We have that a little bit soft here in terms of the buyer activity, but what we do have is a nice channel, right? We have a nice parallel channel here, and I appreciate that. Power up, Venus. We're going to have an awesome 2023. We already are, without a doubt. You all know that. We're having an awesome year, and yeah, we're looking forward to hosting, maybe doing some cool stuff here at HQ. So we'll be looking into that. It's a nice big place. You guys will like it. It's pretty nice, guys. So what we'll say is we're in this pattern. We're going to be in the back. We're going to be trading, and I love saying that because you guys know it's true, huh? VIP know that's true. We will be in the back, and we will be trading. Always heavy cash reserves. You know the way the story goes. I may cut a TA update video just to push it out in terms of a brief TA update. And we'll talk about some different integrations as we go through 2023. Will we have bidirectional video and VIP in the back on the website? Will we have ability to push button talk, record, share screen, etc.? These are issues that we're currently dealing with as we look towards launching. My man, what's up, Luke? Great content, great indicators. My man, Tesla, huh? Tesla. We got to look at Tesla. Now, I'm so glad you shouted out Luke because I kept thinking, I was like, we should look at Tesla. Huh? That's SPX there. But Luke, just killing it. Love this trade. And it's just nice. It's just nice to see VIP and what they can do. Take a look at Luke. Let's see Luke, my man, 400%. Ba-boom, 400%. Very nicely done, Luke. I featured you earlier. I like it because it's a nice trade on Tesla. Tesla can rip the wrong direction on just about anybody. So that's a pro level trade, guys. That's a pro level trade. Hello, guys. 400%. Congratulations, Luke. Boom. You guys know this. You know it is, right? Congratulations, Luke. Who else was trading today? We had Victor trading. Bam, bam. About 100% doubled money. Good job. We have J-Mac in the house. What's up, J-Mac? 230%, 56%. We'll feature J-Mac for a minute. My man, what's up? Let me see if I can grab that photo. My man, what's up, J-Mac in the house? Make sure you guys have 4K to the extent possible. Victor, my man, always trading. Victor, huh? Always trading. My man, what's up, Victor? And I know you guys are trading. Chris had some nice trades. What's up, Chris? I know you pocketed some cash, made some bank, as you said. That's nice. Venus, I know you're trading. So as we would look at this, that's a nice pickup. I'm sure you used Fire and Ice on your pickup there, without a doubt. You may have used a nice crossover on that Tesla. Take a look at the crossover on the 15-minute. Nice crossover on the 15-minute. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Yeah, and that heads up on Tesla in the back on the VIP. That helps. That was nice as well. Look at how nicely this that 15-minute did work out. Just up and over and cruising for a minute very, very nicely. You're welcome, my brother. You are welcome, without a doubt. And these are interesting as we look at these. Let's dig into a lower time frame on this. Yeah. That's nice, isn't it? I mean, granted, she's having some difficulties. Tesla's having some difficulties, without a doubt. but it's a really nice look at the 5-minute, isn't it? Don't go load up on longs, guys. Don't do that to me. Don't go load up on longs on Tesla. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, guys, don't go load up on longs. Be careful. Tesla is one of the most volatile coins right now in the market. That's coins, stocks in the market right now. What is she doing? It's close to an ascending triangle, close to like a nearly perfect ascending triangle. She's pushed a little bit away from that into more of a symmetrical. Just, it's close, huh? Don't go load up on technically a continuation pattern, yes, right? Close to an ascending, she's flirting with the ascending triangle. Why is that? Because this flat top, boom, we would expect a flat top. That's what we want, is a flat top. It's close. It's close. I know you guys are watching that trade. You'll be watching that develop. That'd be a nice move. Let's go ahead and measure on Tesla, see what it would be. We're going to have fun trading. And Tesla, tokenized stock. What is it? Securitized. What is securitized token is what it is. Very simple way to trade longs and shorts. Puts or calls, detail, mess with expirations and everything. Hey, just tread lightly. I'll just recommend that, guys. Talk to your broker if you want to. These are securities. You guys go talk to your broker if you want to. See if your broker can hang with you in terms of Tesla. That'd be my recommendation. Find a financial advisor. See if they can hang with you in terms of trading. Love to hear stories like that. Love to hear stories like that, guys. Looking at the framework here, that'd be a 2.5% move. Not bad. Not bad at all. And yeah, that'd be a sweet move, guys. Another 2.5% would work. Breakout required. And I would dig in and analyze this. You guys know, spend a lot of time analyzing every specific trade. You all know that. It's never a first blush kind of well. If someone asks me, and this is just who I am, and you guys know this. If someone asks me, well, should I go long on this? Should I go? I mean, I'll just tell you, 99 times out of 99 times, literally 99 times out of 99 times, I look at them and I'm just like, you expect me to give you an answer on something that you're about to trade on and you want to do, and we haven't spent like 2 hours on the charts overall? If I know it like the back of my hand, a lot of times it's okay, but even on the micro, I want the trade to be maxed on probabilities. You just saw the edge we gained and we looked at on the bull flag. Can you get in on the 20? It gets into, okay, you can get pre-breakout on a bull flag. Can you get in on the 20? Can you get a lot of issues, right? People just want to know, is it up or down? And we have a good saying in VIP, is it going up or is it going down? People always ask, it's going up and it's going down. Bottom line, you better be able to trade it, right? So Luke, my man, no problem. Let's see, video looks awesome. Good, brother, good. I can't wait to see, guys. Luke is putting together a trade station, monitors, multi-monitors, etc. A lot of cool stuff incoming. 2023 is going to rock. Guys, appreciate all your time. And be careful on your trade amount. Work into the consistency this year. Work into booking 4 positive trades anytime you want in the market. When you can do that, boom, that trade amount starts to go up. That's the formula for success that I've seen across the board be very beneficial. If you have a different formula, you tell me about it, okay? I'm going to tell you about that formula that I know about. It's London with VIP Trader. Guys, we'll be ushering in the new website soon. Take care of yourselves. Exciting things are here.